Good afternoon. I'm Randy Horton, Chief Solutions Officer at Orthogonal. We are coming to you from the San Diego Convention Center for AdvaMed's MedTech Conference. It's the afternoon of the second day, and it's been a great conference so far. If you were here yesterday, you caught Governor Schwarzenegger, now Chief Movement Officer of the Zimmer Biomet. I don't know what that means, but it was cool. Anyway, we are here to bring you the best of this conference. You can't make it to every conference, and even if you can only talk to a fraction of the interesting people out there. So what we're doing is curating a set of conversations with some of the most interesting people speaking and attending conferences. So we're here today with an old colleague, Laura from Osteoboost. Laura, welcome.
Thank you, Randy. Good to see you.
You too. So let's start. Tell us a little background about you and your professional background.
Sure. So I started working in tech when I graduated from business school in 1988. Worked in enterprise software, consumer internet. I ran the browser division at Netscape, Yahoo Mail. Was CEO of two consumer tech startups, both of which got acquired, Catch, which I sold to Apple. And then I saw this convergence of healthcare and tech and decided that that's where I wanted to spend sort of the next half of my career. And that's what I've been doing the last 8 years. I joined Osteoboost about 5 years ago when we were in the middle of our pivotal trial. And when I was approached by the company and I saw that we had potentially the first non-drug solution for low bone density, which is a huge market, I was like, this is very exciting. If this works, I think we can build a really big company. Of course, at the time, we didn't know if it worked, but that's what you do the trial for. And it turned out that the data was excellent. We reduced bone loss by over 85%, statistically significant. About 30% of patients actually build bone. And based on that data, we got FDA approval. We launched just this May, and we've had really just huge traction with the product. And we were getting a lot of awards. We were recently named to Time Magazine Innovation of the Year. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. And, innovation is what's been so sorely lacking in this field. There are no new drugs in the pipeline, but there are 60 million Americans with low bone density who are looking for something new, something that's clinically proven and safe. And that's what we aim to bring them.
So tell us a little bit more about the device.
So it's a wearable precision vibration belt. The vibrations applied directly to the sacrum. So we improve bone density or benefit bone density in the hip and lumbar spine. And it's a connected device. So there's a companion iOS app. Shortly, we'll have an Android app. And that helps patients be sort of compliant with the device. Those who use it more regularly had more benefit. We recently acquired an osteoporosis exercise program called Wellin, and we're integrating that in. So, how do you prevent fractures, strong bones, and don't fall? And so this exercise program is specifically designed to reduce fall risk.
Okay. So it's a connected device, and you use it at home, self-administered.
Exactly. So 30 minutes a day. The more regularly you use it, the better. You can wear it while you're doing, daily activities, going for a walk, chopping vegetables, kind of doing things around the house. You have to be upright. But other than that, it's very flexible.
Okay. So talk to us a little bit about the process of this is a first of its kind physical therapeutic device.
Exactly.
With a digital component.
Yes.
Where drugs have only stood before. So tell us a little bit about what's new and different, what you go through the process to bring something like this to market that you wouldn't have to do if you had 19 510Ks to point to.
Well, so first of all, we had to go through a de novo approval process, which is very difficult. We were the 14th ever de novo from the orthopedics group. So you can have, there's several hundred 510Ks for every one de novo. And the approval rate is relatively low compared to 510Ks. And the reason is it's usually what is the expectation around effectiveness. So in our case, we actually showed very good effectiveness. The effect size is smaller than for the pharmaceuticals, but there are really pharmaceuticals used as an early intervention to be used indefinitely. So our effect size was, when you balance the benefits and risks, obviously it was found to be very beneficial by the FDA.
So describe to us sort of the digital component of this. Is this a core component? Does it improve effectiveness? Like, how do you kind of think about it strategically? Where does digital fit? Because the key thing is this vibration thing. So
Right.
how does the digital enhance the device or complement it?
So there's really a few elements to the digital component. One is the element that's the companion app that helps patients remember to use it. So there's reminders, there's tracking,
Okay.
there's also education. There's you can view the status of the device being worn. So it goes through a pressure sensing and calibration process. So the app gives you that feedback. Now, the app is not required. The device will work independently, and we designed it that way to broaden the potential users. Not everyone wants to use an app, but I think the patients with the app tend to be more successful
Okay.
with the device. But then if you think about the connected app as the exercise program, that's something that's really very specific and unique and value added, where we have data that's statistically significant that shows an improved chair to stand test result every 6 weeks. And that test is highly correlated with reduction of fall risk. So, falls can be devastating for older people. We want to work to reduce that, but as we work to improve the bone strength and quality.
Interesting. So the acquisition you made will be part of the digital offering as a complement.
Exactly.
But is that actually a medical device, or is that a just complementary educational material?
Today, it's a complementary offering.
Got it.
And it's standalone. Someone can use that as a standalone solution as well. We've maintained that.
Okay. It's 2025 at the MedTech Conference, so we're 7 minutes in. MTAIQ, mean time to AI question. Do you have an AI story somewhere along the way, or no?
So we have a lot of data that we're collecting, and no one else is really tracking this type of health data. We connect with Apple Watch. So I believe that this large set of data over time will allow us to improve our intervention. But, that's not what I focus on in my messaging. Bones are physical things. In fact, when I was recruited to the company and I saw that we were building this device, I was like, I wonder if we could do this with just a pure digital therapeutic. It's a lot easier, right? Devices are tricky. And when I looked at the data, it turns out that the lifestyle intervention, so doing the type of exercise that most older women do, yoga, walking, things like that, extra calcium, actually doesn't slow bone loss. So you need something physical.
So very targeted therapeutic.
Right. And so we are physically stimulating the bones, and, an app doesn't do that. So now the app can help people be successful with this physical intervention.
Okay. So you can make more of the physical intervention with it and complement it, but at the core, you need this physical intervention.
Right. And then it's complemented with things like, for instance, you stimulate the bones, but if there's not adequate nutrition, you're not going to build bones well. And so, the app can help people with, getting adequate calcium and nutrition, although you still physically have to take it.
Right. So I don't know if I've ever asked this question in one of our MedTech Spotlight live interviews, but if you have a family member who has osteoporosis, how does one go about getting this device right now? Who do you go see, and what if they don't know about it? The prescribers and all that.
So we have, a very friendly consumer-facing website, Osteoboost.com. So patients can come there. There's also a section of that website for clinicians. But if a patient thinks that they're at risk or they've had a DEXA and they know their bone density is low, and frankly, for most women, it's when, not if. You can order the device, and then you go through this ordering process, and then because it's a prescription device, at the end of the ordering, you'll have sort of two options. One is to get a prescription from your personal physician. That's what most patients do. We have almost 2,000 doctors now who've prescribed. Or you can do a telehealth option. And so we have a partnership with a telehealth company. And for $30, it's all online. It's super quick and easy. So less than probably the copay. You can get that prescription directly. And then that goes to our online pharmacy. So the devices are shipped directly to the patients once we have the purchase and the prescription from the pharmacy to their home. We have a support team that's standing by to help patients, troubleshoot and answer any questions. We weekly webinars, where what we've found is that people are really hungry to educate themselves as to how they can optimize their bone health. And so we've had a very popular webinar series, which you can also find out about from our website, with experts in the field. So everything we do is science-backed with really leading clinicians and experts in the field to help people optimize their bone health and stay stronger longer.
Well, that's all awesome. It's very impressive. And if it was 20 years ago, I'd say I'll look for you on the Oprah show.
Yeah, well, actually, Oprah featured us in their weekly newsletter.
Did they? All right.
Yeah, but yeah, we're right now really trying to get the word out. So many people really can use help optimizing their strength. If you think about quality of life, in the last decade, a lot of that is your musculoskeletal system and maintaining that independence, which is so important.
Yeah. Great. Well, good luck. We look forward to hearing great things. And
Thanks,
maybe
Randy.
Taylor Swift will be sporting one at a concert.
That would be great.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.